Hey, Internet friends, do y'all believe in coincidences? The private investment firm Austin Private Wealth shorted 12 million shares of Trump media stock right before his attempted assassination, meaning that Austin Private Wealth stood to benefit from his death, as Trump stock would likely go down had he been killed. But instead, Trump stock surged 30% post-attempt. But if stock prices had fallen after his death, that could have been a huge payday to the tune of millions and millions of dollars, reportedly. And now Austin Private Wealth is saying that this was a clerical error due to software. Not insider trading, y'all. Whoopsie daisy. It would be great if I could also say all of my bad bets were clerical errors, but us tax slaves, we could never. Let's sort through this information, shall we, so we can determine the truth. To short a company, you borrow shares and then sell them at the current price, hoping that the price will go down in the near future. If it does go down, you buy up those shares at a lower price and you give them back to the lender. And the difference you get to keep as your extra money, your profit. But if the price goes up instead, obviously you can't sell that stock at a profit and you lose money. To put it in perspective, this same scenario played out right before 9/11. Some people in the know bought up these put options on American and United companies on the Chicago Board Options Exchange the week before the attacks on September 11th. Of course, American and United were the two companies that were involved in the attacks. The folks who put in these orders were betting that the stock prices of both airlines would drop quickly. This was totally unprecedented, and at least $5 million was made by these investors following the September 11th attacks. But let's follow basic logic here, okay? Since most people knew and thought Donald Trump would be the Republican nominee, and they obviously saw that President Biden appears to be a vegetable in recent debates and interviews, it makes sense that Trump stock probably would have gone up after the nomination was revealed, even if there hadn't been an attack on Trump. So the short position really doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's what you'd think if you didn't have insider information, I guess. Shorts against the Truth Social stock more than doubled from July 1st to July 12th. Keep in mind the assassination attempt was on the 13th, meaning that these people were predicting that by Monday the stock would plummet, something that undoubtedly would have occurred had President Trump died in Pennsylvania. One day prior to an attempted assassination, Austin Private Wealth, LLC, which is primarily owned by Vanguard and BlackRock, placed a large wager against President Trump's Truth Social stock. This is kind of where the wheels start coming off the cart for me, because I think the author of this has it backwards. Austin Private Wealth owns shares in BlackRock and Vanguard, which most investment companies do. And I think this particular poster is trying to hammer in this connection because in a video from 2022, BlackRock featured the gunman, or who they're saying was the gunman. Since the firm is based out of Austin, Texas, the late President George H.W. Bush and his son George W. Bush were acquainted with Austin Private Wealth and frequently attended business functions. And this poster goes on to speculate that if there was foreknowledge of this attempt, this big wager was probably influenced by James A. Baker III, a close Bush family associate who has been a senior policy director at the company since 2006. Obviously, what's being implied here is the New World Order old guard is trying to take out Trump. It makes me think back to all those notes that were handed out at the Bush funeral. Do you remember that? And not only did this investment company short 12 million shares of Trump stock before his attempted assassination, but they also shorted 34 million shares of Rumble stock at exactly the same time. I guess if Trump died, Truth Social traffic would go down, as would Rumble. Maybe. And I also just want to say it's not like they weren't shorting Trump stock before. Apparently, Trump media had a hard year and it was getting shorted in months previous, but never at this amount or intensity. This was also said to be the biggest short move Austin Private Wealth has ever taken. But the thing is, Trump stock went up 30% post-assassination attempts. So nobody's making any money off their short positions. I'm pretty sure they're losing money on this one, bigly. Austin Private Wealth is calling this a clerical error due to third-party software. In a statement, the company said it was a mistake. They meant to short 12,000, not 12 million. That's why they amended their filing, and they said, quote, "We filed the report on July 12th to reflect our positions on June 28th. We amended it on July 16th. My question is, even if it was a mistake, how are they allowed to amend a short sale after the stock failed to drop in price? We're just going to file an amendment when insider trading just goes off the wall. And apparently, Austin Private Wealth has never had to file an amendment before. So what do you think, internet friends? Do you believe this was a clerical error or something else? I think that scriptwriters always knew Biden was going to drop out. They were betting on it, and the ultimate chaos scenario would have happened if Trump was out of the race too. These folks thrive on chaos. That's what I think the plan was, and no, I don't believe anything about the shooter, obviously nothing. These people are talking to us like we've all got fetal alcohol syndrome in the memory of an ant. It's either Biden drops out or it's the whole Article 5, NATO, Ukraine situation. You attack one, you attack all, and we end up with war during the election, which I very much hope doesn't happen. Anyway, let me know what you think, internet friends. You know, I always look forward to your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to grab a copy of the Deep State Encyclopedia and make sure to subscribe so you catch all my latest videos. Bye.